So guys, welcome back to my channel. I welcome you back to the second version of this strategy that I call the AVENGERS strategy. Right, so last week I actually dropped the first video, the part 1 of this strategy that we call the AVENGERS strategy. I called it the AVENGERS strategy in the sense that this strategy is going to pay you back every money you've ever blew, every money you've lost to your broker is going to pay you back in manifolds. So that is why I called it the AVENGERS strategy. If you want to know how to avenge back on your broker, how to avenge back on those money you've lost while trading, then this video is for you. Watch the videos to this end. I've seen you guys feedback on the part 1 of it, so I've seen your guys part 1. I've seen you guys feedback on the part 1 of it that you say you need a complete video, so I'm actually dancing to your tone, dancing to your request now by giving you the full strategy on how you can avenge back on your brokers, how you can reap back all you've lost in trading. So if you want to know how to take back everything you've lost to your broker, then this video is meant for you. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell notification so that you stay updated each time I'm dropping a new comment. So at the first video, I actually gave out the settings to the strategy, right? And I did a very deep dive, the pros and cons of this strategy in the first video. So if you are yet to watch the first video, you actually get the link to the first video at the description of this video and at the end of this video, so you will go and watch it. So I don't want the video to be too long, but nevertheless, let me just learn a quick recap on the first video, the quick recap on the settings, because I've given out the settings in the first video, so I don't want this video to be long. But if you actually need a full understanding of how the strategy works, then you can go and watch the first video. So we're actually using 3 indicators of this strategy. So the first indicator we are using is our stochastic oscillator. The K period is 5, the D period is 3, the slow period is 3, price speed is low and high, method is simple. The style has to be the 1 pixel, then the color has to be the color of your background. So once you are done, then we are using the levels too. The levels is 80 and 20 level. So once you are done, you click on done. So the second indicator we are going to be using, you click on that F plus again, is our Bollinger Band. The period is 14, the deviation is 200,000, shift is 0, apply to typical price, high, low and close. Right, high, low and close divided by 3. Right, then the style is 4 pixels, the color is blue. Once you are done, you click on done, guys. So the last indicator we'll be using is this envelope indicator. The period is 70, shift is 0, deviation is 200,000, method is simple, right? Apply to close. So for those that are very conversant, you see that you observe that the deviation we are using for both our stochastic, our Bollinger Band and our envelope are the same thing. Why? Because we are viewing the momentum, we are viewing the trend with 2 different indicators. So whichever one that gave us that, we can actually see what we need to see, right? We can see what we need to see. So that's why we are using the same deviation for the 2. This is part of the cons and pros of this strategy, right? This is part of the pros and cons of this strategy. And if you observe very well, we're actually using 14 period on the Bollinger Band, but here we are using 70, right? We are using 70, and another time I'm actually going to tell you how we arrive at this 70 for this envelope, right? That is not what we are going, right? So once you are done, you click on done, right? So the final indicator we are going to be using is our stochastic. The final indicator is our awesome oscillator. So the awesome oscillator, just leave it like this. default the way it is, then click on. Then part of the first condition I gave out after the sentence was that we need to drag out, you see this line here, this line here, you see this, you click on your screen, you see this line here, you take it out to your F here, like this horizontal line, this vertical line, sorry, you bring it out to your F, right? So that's the first condition. Then the second condition is the second condition was our zoom level, right? So we are using zoom level 2, right? So once you have been able to set it up like this, you have something like this. So now for the condition, how do you use this strategy? How do you use this strategy, right? So in using this strategy now, basically we are putting into consideration just two things, and that is our Bollinger Band and our envelope indicator. So those are the two indicators we are actually putting into consideration. So the first condition is that you need to wait for a spike, right? You need to wait for a spike. So once you have a spike, this our Bollinger Band now is going to open up, right? It's going to open up like this. It's going to open up like this. So once it's open up like this, right? Once it's open up like this, you can start taking your words. Once it open up like this, so if you open up like this now, that means the upper band is going to be at our 20 level and the lower band is going to be at our 80 level. It has to be. So once they open up like this, you can start taking your buy, right? But you must have a spike first. Before you cannot think of that. So once you have a spike like this, right, and this our Bollinger Band actually open up like this, and once it open up like this, whichever way you want to open up, it must touch. Since this is a scalping strategy, right? So that means on crash 1000 we're actually going to be buying, right? And on crash 500 we'll be buying on crash 1000, crash 500 and crash 300, right? So once you have this spike like this, automatically the Bollinger Band must come down, must be at our 20 level, right? At our 20 level like this, and the lower band must be at our 20 level, the upper band must be at our 80, around our 80 level or above 80 level. So once you have that, right, now, so the second confirmation now is now you now need to go back to to our awesome oscillator. So now awesome oscillator now, it must have expand back, it must expand down, right? So it must expand down, right? So look at, after this spike like this, you can see it open up, you can see it open up like this. So you just wait for 3 or 4 candles to actually see where you are going. So by the time you wait for 3 or 4 candles, now it's going to give you this peak already that we have. So once it gives you that like this, so you wait for your awesome oscillator, right? So your awesome oscillator must change, the color must change from red to green. It must change from red to green. That is what the confirmation. Listen again. The awesome oscillator is what is going to confirm your buy for you, confirm your setup for you. So it has to change from what? From red to green, right? It has to change from red to green after you've gotten this spike, right? After you've gotten this spike, right, this big spike, it has to change from red to green. So once it changes from red to green, it can be on the first candle or the third candle. Then you can enter and take your 3 to 5 candles, and in a maximum you take 10 candles. Right? So after this spike like this, we have the red changing to green at our third candle, at our 5th candle, if I'm not mistaken. So if then you take your 3 to 5 candles and 10 candles maximally, you are out. Without being cut. So while you are taking that, it automatically is going to switch from down to up, right? It's going to switch from down to up. So this is one example here. This is another example. You can see you have this big spike here, right? Right? So it changed here from red. You take your 3 to 10 candles maximum. don't be greedy, guys. Just take 3 to 10 candles. Don't be greedy. Another reason why you lose money is that you are being greedy. You are being greedy. Now if you want to take, you just follow the instruction, 3 to 5 candles and 10 candle maximally, and you are out. If you follow the instruction, you will never blow your account again. You will never end up being caught with spike again. Right, you will never blow up your account, and you will never be end up being caught with spike. So if you actually follow the instruction, once it changed from what, from green, from red to green, you enter for what, you enter for a buy and take your 3 to 10 candle maximally. If you use a right lot size, obviously you will be making your 50 to $100 daily target very easy, and for those of you that have a bigger account, you can make like $500, even up to $7,000 depending on your equity, right? Depending on your equity. So this is another example here. Right, this is another example here. You can see this is another example here. You wait for the spike. After the spike, right, you wait for it to turn. After this spike, now your Bollinger Band will open up. This is our Bollinger Band. Our Bollinger Band will open up like this, spread up like this. So once it spread up like this, after that spike, right, you wait for your awesome oscillator here to change from red to green. That means it's changing from what, from red. Before you were selling, right, then now you need to buy. So you buy at what, at support area. Buy is always green. You buy at green, right? So that is why you need to wait for the awesome oscillator to change from what, to transform from red to green. The awesome oscillator is what is going to confirm, to give you the final confirmation, so that you will not end up being caught up with spike, right? You will not end up being caught up with spike. So for the, this is another example here, right? This is another example, right? This is another example. See, this is another example here, right? This is another example. Let's see, this is another. There are many examples, as many as possible. All you need to do is just for you to wait for the what, for the setup. Wait for the setup, right? Wait for the setup, right? Wait for condition to plays out. Wait for condition to plays out. See, this is another one. This is another example here. You can see you have many of it. I call it the Avenger. This strategy is going to take back, pay you back everything you've lost to your broker. Just make sure you follow the instruction, follow the rules, and don't be too greedy. 3 to 10 candle maximally. 3 to 10 candle maximally. Meanwhile, if you are here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do well to hit on that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification, so that you stay updated each time I'm dropping a new comment, a new content, right? So that you'll be the first one to get notified for it, right? This is another example. Wait for that spike. Wait for that spike. After the spike, the Bollinger Band will open up, right? Then your what, your awesome oscillator will switch from red to green. Once you switch from red to green, you can enter and take your what, your 10 candles easily. You can get this, you can do this as many times as possible daily, right? You are not even checking the daily trend, you are not checking the 4-hour trend. No, just go to your 1 minute time frame, wait for that spike, and after the spike, make sure your awesome oscillator switch from red to green. Alright guys, if you actually enjoyed this video, please hit on that like button and comment in the comment section. I would appreciate it if you are here. So do well to do your back test very well. Do your back test very well. I've been using this strategy for a very long of time. I just decided to give it out today. It's an Avenger strategy. You can make a massive money from this strategy. It is easy, so simple, and very profitable. Trading should be simple and profitability. So guys, this is the time to avenge back on your on your broker. This is the time to take back everything you've lost to the market. So let's keep avenging back to our from our brokers. Let's avenge it back from the market, and by being profitable. See you guys in the next video.